We love it about this time on Thursdays because a good friend of ours, Sheree Clark, pays us a visit because it's time for a fork in the road. And today we're going to talk about a style of, I guess you would call it cooking, that I know Sheree does enjoy. We enjoy it a lot. We do a lot of it ourselves. It's also awful fun. And the thing I like about it the most, and I think you do too, is it's not real messy. There's not really a whole heck of a lot of cleanup when you dehydrate things. But a lot of people think dehydrators are mainly for making beef jerky.
Right.
And that's a great thing to use.
Sheree makes no beef jerky.
She doesn't make any, or dog treats, because I use it for making dog treats too. But you found some other uses for dehydrators.
I definitely did. And in addition to it not being hard to clean up, it's hard to screw up, which I really like, because you know, if you do something cooking stovetop, you can burn things, you can undercook them, you can do whatever. It's hard to mess up dehydrating, so that's one of the things that I really love.
What temperatures are dehydrators usually operating at?
Well, I have an Excalibur dehydrator which has a thermometer on it, so I know that I can go as low as about 100 degrees and as high as about 160.
So it's not super hot.
No, it's not hot, but it's warm enough that if you put a glass bowl in there and you went to take it out, it's warm. Like you're like, whoa, I can get it to the counter, but you want to put it down quickly. So it's warm.
Really quickly, because we want to get to these great treats you brought in today. Why dehydration? Because you've talked about before, if you throw something in a microwave, if you cook it on a stove, a lot of times you're losing
nutrition. Exactly. And so for me, in my world, because I tend to eat more raw foods. Right. So rather than cooking, I'll dehydrate. It preserves the vitamins, nutrients, enzymes, and minerals if you dehydrate between 105 and 115 degrees. There's some discussion about where that exact temperature is, so I tend to err on the conservative side. I do 105. And the other reason is it sidesteps things like deep fat frying. So I can make chips, which is one of the things I made for you today, without using any fats or oils. So it's not like the baked chips that you eat and you're like, it's great because you didn't eat as much oil, but you feel like slightly dissatisfied, slightly cheated. Well, let me prove to you, this is a perfect segue to why I like these. So in the back of your little bird, and by the way,
these are awesome.
I had to do a nice presentation for you. You know,
these are absolutely adorable.
Charlie, cue up 3 little birds.
See, Sheree,
you were just full of song references.
See, Sheree flipped you the bird there.
I did indeed, and it's all about presentation. We have to eat. We eat with our eyes. So the chips that I made for you today, these are corn chips. So these are
corn chips.
Corn chips. Yep. So they're going to take the place, and that's why I brought you some guacamole. Because
bless your heart. I just stole your guacamole, Jason. I'm sorry.
That's a good way to get 2 servings there.
I know, right?
So I used corn as obviously a base, but then I need something to make it crisp. So I used some almonds, and I also used flax seeds that I ground.
That's pretty good.
That's delicious.
Yeah. And then the other key is seasoning.
I wouldn't know the difference.
So you're going to expect salt in chips. So there's salt in there. A little bit of cumin powder.
There's not nearly enough salt in there.
I thought you'd say that.
Yeah.
I was expecting, to be honest with you, I was expecting Frito. Okay, but I taste more of a tortilla shell, like a taco shell.
Yes, and you can change that. The cool thing is you've got the base. It's just corn and some seeds and nuts. If you wanted to change it up and make it more garlicky, leave out the onion powder and put it in all garlic. I added some oregano. You can leave that out. You can tailor this chip once you've got the basic science of it down. Make it however you want.
What I like about this is a lot of healthy chips out there, and you all know what I'm talking about. Taste like
dog
crap. Like they taste like cardboard, or they just don't taste good at all. This actually has flavor, very good flavor.
Right, exactly.
And because it's dehydrated, no fats, no oils were used to create.
Now, the question some people have is, see, look at this, look like a sheet here. How do you keep it from falling through the cracks of your little dehydrating tray? Because they have the slots in them for the.
Well, let me show you what a dehydrator tray looks like. This is the tray that I use. This is called a non-stick or Teflex or Paraflex. They use different terms for it. Sheet. So when I make the batter, it's very liquidy. So I put that on there and I'll spread it over the top. I use an offset spatula. Then halfway through drying, I flip this over, peel this off, and put the half-dried chips back onto this sheet, which is mesh. This mesh sheet then allows the air to go through. And once I've taken off that sheet, it's sealed, so it won't drip through.
You know what this reminds me of, Jason and Jackie? This reminds me of the frog mat that Jason or Galen used to have over at outside. Yeah, very similar.
So this is, and the nice thing about these trays is I make an entire sheet of these. So I make 3 sheets with my, 3 sheets, there's another song I'm sure, in with each recipe.
So you can make a lot.
I make a lot
at one time.
Yeah.
So you start on there, and then you transfer it here with the holes in it.
Yes.
Okay.
Exactly. Easy, easy, easy.
Got it.
Same philosophy that I do when I'm making fruit leathers. So now let's switch to something a little bit sweeter. So go to the smooth one first.
Okay.
The smooth fruit leather is I actually did a pear and apple puree, and the reason I did that was my apples and pears were starting to get I knew I wasn't going to use them all up.
Right.
So I was like, I don't want them to go to waste. They're organic. So I threw them skin and all. I took the cores out into the blender. I added a little tiny bit of honey because the apples were some of them were green apples.
Okay.
And then I spread it on a sheet. So I brought you actually a sheet of what the leather looks like. This is the leather before it's cut.
Like fruit roll-ups.
Exactly. So then, in the process of making this, I tasted the batter and I wanted to do something to enhance it a little bit. So I added an adult beverage to it. I can smell it from this sheet. I don't know if you can taste it or get a sense for it, but I used a whiskey.
Smells like it's from Kentucky or Tennessee.
Tennessee. You're a man with a distinctive nose.
It's a Tennessee bouquet.
Yes, indeed. Yeah. So I used some Jack Daniels.
Really good.
Now, when you cook with alcohol, it goes away. Is that the same true with dehydration?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, the alcohol goes away, but the flavor
The flavor
stays in it.
remains, right. So you're not going to catch a buzz. Even if you ate this entire sheet, you'd be okay to drive.
That's wonderful. Now, a lot of times you can go to a store and you can see fruit leather prepackaged, ready to go. What's the difference between buying something like that you would see in a health food store and what you're creating for us this morning?
Lots of things. First of all, this is 79 cents. And that's, I could probably get, I don't know, doing the math, 15 maybe of these out of here. This didn't cost me $15 to make. It maybe cost me $6. That's if I use really expensive whiskey and whatever. So there's a cost difference. The other thing is when you read the ingredient list on here, it's made from puree concentrates. So they've taken the fruit, concentrated it down, then reconstituted it. So they've taken most of the vitamins and minerals out. The other thing is there has to be a preservative in here.
Right.
Otherwise it won't be shelf stable. So you're getting a lot of stuff and paying a lot of not so good stuff, paying a lot of money for it, where in ours it can be as little or as many recipe ingredients as you want. There are no preservatives. To preserve this, I brought the parchment paper. I'll roll it back up in there, then I'll wrap it in foil to keep it airtight. And
how long will that last?
I'll leave this on the countertop for a month.
A month? Really?
Sure.
Well,
yeah.
You better be eating it in a month.
Do you need a fancy blender for this stuff, or?
I use a Vitamix, but you could do anything, because here's why. If this is completely smooth, but if you don't have a fancy blender that's going to puree it all the way, if you take a look at the other fruit leather that I brought, it's got some bumps in it. You can leave chunks.
This is chunky style.
Chunky style. So what I did with this is banana leather, and I put walnuts in it and cinnamon so that it would taste like banana bread.
Isn't that cool?
That's really good.
That is really good.
You could leave chunks in this, and you can have all kinds of.
Now people are saying this looks really cool to do. I wish somebody would show me how to do this firsthand.
I've got an answer for you. I'm teaching a class, and the class is on dehydrating. It's called Dry It, You'll Like It.
You'll like it.
It's on Saturday the 27th. We start at 9:30 a.m. and it runs till 11:30, so it's a 2-hour class. It's over at Bolton and Hay, which is on the east side.
Yeah, we're at 2701 Delaware. I'm trying to picture where.
It's over kind of near the UPS, the main UPS terminal. Okay, so it's a restaurant supply store. It's open to the public. I love to teach there. They've got the perfect kitchen for it. So I've got a limited amount of space, limited amount of number of people that I can register. But go to my website or call me, email me. I'll get you into the class. These are the kinds of things I'm going to be teaching. You want to be at this class.
Have her show you how to make this one.
I was going to say, if you love banana nut
bread. The other one is good, but have her show you how to make the chunky banana nut.
But
I promise I will do that.
Send that to school with your kids. They won't know the difference, and they're eating a healthier snack. And that's what we want to guide you, is a road to healthier eating. And of course, if people want recipes or to get more information from you, Sheree, where can they go?
They would visit me at fork-road.com or drop me an email at info@fork-road.com.
Very good.
Good stuff, Maynard. This is awesome. Thank you so much.
Yeah, you bet.